Like, I'll tell you the most boring head I've ever gotten. Was hi roommates and non-subscribers. Yeah, I'm gonna do this until y'all subscribe. Giving you a minute. Okay, you done? Thank you.
Welcome to the Lesbian boardroom, where we get down to the business of relationships.
I'm Dumi.
And I'm Ru.
And today we're going to be discussing what happens in the bedroom when things get a little boring.
So we're talking about this topic from personal experience. Like we can relate to this topic because
Unfortunately,
I mean, it got better. Okay, let's get into it. Because when we first started, right, we had a lot of new relationship energy. You know, in the first 3 months, and everything is just lit. It's so good, you know. And I'm not talking like substandard, like, oh, this is nice type things. Like, this was hectic.
every day,
Every
night,
single day,
every second.
Literally.
You hungry? We forgot to eat again
because we were busy. Like, it was bad, guys. Like, we would come from the club at 3 a.m. with our friends. They would leave us off 3 a.m, and from the moment we get in the house to about sunrise to after sunrise, we would just be at it. We would pass out.
I think at some point we'd be like half awake, half asleep.
Right,
just like so bad.
It was so bad and so nasty. Like, we did a lot of things. We even won a competition because we submitted our story on how wild we are. There's this event called Raunchy Renditions. I don't know if it still happens. If it does, in Cape Town, check it out. It's amazing. But basically, you hand in a story to be like, this is my bedroom story, and you get to win prizes. And we won. When we submitted this one story, we're like, this is not too bad. But we won because we were a
wild.
mess. It was so wild. And it was great. So I was under the illusion that we were both in this having fun together, you know, because it was lit. It was so lit, guys. And she comes up to me, I think like 7 months in. Mm-hmm. 7 months in, you come up to me and you're like, no, you're not hitting it. Like, it's off, you know, we're not connecting the way we need to, you know, and it hurt my feelings. Because me, I'm putting in the work, you know, I'm putting in all this work, and she's just like, I'm bored. Like, this isn't working for me. Okay, you didn't say it like that.
No, I did not say it like that.
You didn't say it like that. She was just like, do you want to say what you said?
To be honest, I don't remember.
Don't remember, but I do, because it scarred me, and it says a lot too about, you know, how things that scar you, and then the people who hurt you don't even remember how they hurt you.
I remember having the conversation.
Yeah,
but I don't remember exactly what I said.
She said that you're just too aggressive all the time, right? Because I like exerting myself as much as I can onto my partner.
That's a very nice way to put it. I kind of like that. This is very
right, willingly, obviously. Like, I have consent to do various things to my partner, right? So I thought we were both enjoying it, but she was like, it's a little too rough. Like, I was getting really comfortable because you're like the first person that I was actually able to just release myself with, you know. I felt very comfortable, and I guess I just started to go a little overboard, right? Because we would try to do it the next day and you would just be in too much pain to do it. That was the problem you brought up, was like, it just we can't do it because we couldn't do it every day now, because now you're just in in pain. But you would want to, but then you can't, and then that was the issue. So I thought that was very smart of you to be like, it's not that I don't want to, you know, do this activity with you, right? It's just a matter of, I do want to do it more than once a week. And I need my inners intact in order to participate in this activity without, you know, being in unpleasurable pain. Yeah, so I thought that was a smart way of bringing it up, but that still took a lot of guts. Like, telling your partner that must have been scary. So I just want to know, like, where did the balls come from?
I wouldn't necessarily say it took balls. I did it in very good circumstances. Like I caught you in a really good time, which is literally just after we had just been playing around a little bit. That's when I was like, I have something to address. And I feel like I wasn't trying to like gain your sympathy or anything, but I think I was just trying to make you aware of how this was affecting our overall love life.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to do anything sneaky when I was telling you that way. Like it wasn't a tactic. It was just the way things were. And I guess this doesn't sound like, boring bedroom matters, but it was very much dissatisfying to not really enjoy myself as much as you were enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
Like you were having a lot of fun.
Oh, so much.
And I was having fun, but you were having more fun.
I get that.
And it was just very difficult to enjoy this activity together when it just felt like we were not really on the same page.
Definitely. Another thing you brought up was the fact that after we had the conversation, right, it became a thing of like I knew where you stood, right? I was like, you need a break, like in between these things you need a break to recover. Right? Understood. But it became a thing of like you felt like obliged to give in to me, because it's this thing of people use this activity as a measure of the relationship. Like that's the status of your relationship. Like if you're not having it enough, then you're in an unhappy relationship. Even though both people haven't communicated like what enough means and that type of thing. It's just like, we don't have it the way we used to in the beginning. That means our relationship is not as good as it was in the beginning. And it's like, of course your relationship has changed over time.
I mean, you've been together for quite a long time, especially us. It's been like 4 years now.
Yeah.
And it is definitely different from that first year. Things are extremely different. Things are not the same. It becomes a thing of like quality more than quantity. Because I think it depends on how you do it. Because we have a thing where we have it in like two different ways. So the one way would be like we have a whole day or like 2 days or 3 days where we just build up this tension, and then on like the last day where we just can't do it anymore, we just like pounce, it's over like that. Or when it's just a thing of like we're having it a lot, just continuously, overly, just a lot. So it's been trying to navigate both of these things and understanding that we're different people now, and we know our bodies so well. So
we know each other's bodies better.
And it's easier to just reach those peaks.
It is easy. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. At some point we were really tired of always climaxing. Sounds really privileged, but hear me out. It's like literally you start and then in like 5 minutes you're done.
Oh yeah, now we're like 2-minute noodles.
2-minute noodles, you're gone, and it's really frustrating, especially if you feel like you wanted to like spend the whole time. You wanted to take your time, go in it slowly and stuff like that. So it's been a lot of thing of like understanding different ways to have this activity with your partner. You don't always have to climax. Like climax doesn't necessarily need to be the goal, just enjoying the overall experience of it and not necessarily just focusing on, have I come? When do I come? Do I come? I want to come. Just being like, oh my gosh, the skin, oh my gosh, the stickles, just embracing the journey and not necessarily the outcome.
Yeah, and it's normal to have these moments in your relationship when you're with someone where you're kind of like, things are a little static, nothing has changed, it's not as exciting. But I guess the problem comes when we try to communicate this with our partners, because I think we're all too embarrassed or just feel like if we talk we're gonna like ruin the relationship, and then that's a definite fear, and it's a thing that does happen sometimes when you do tell your partner these things and they are just like, I don't want to be with you anymore. And instead of just dealing with it together, you guys just break up and it's over. And it's okay to break up, but I guess this is a communication problem again, as all problems are. A communication problem. And I think even though we were able to like navigate this, like, because it's happened a lot of times. Like I said, it's normal. It happens. We were able to navigate these things. But I think before we got to such a good place, when it comes to talking about our bodies and how we have sex, we didn't have these same experiences outside of our relationships, like outside of our relationship, because I think I remember in a lot of my other relationships I didn't really talk about my pleasure. I didn't really say anything. Like I'll tell you the most boring head I've ever gotten wasn't with someone I was dating, right? But it was like first year uni, and he came over. This person came over, and they proceeded to give me head. And in uni, in my room, there's like a TV, right? And I don't have like a lot of channels, but I just play whatever is playing on TV, and I just let it run because you don't want everybody hearing your business, right? So okay, we get down to it, and it was really bad. It was so bad that I was just watching the TV the entire time, and it was soccer playing, and I don't like soccer, but I was keeping track, guys. I was watching it. I was so serious. Like, I was like, damn, but manana, he's now kicking the ball. It's a goal. I was really paying attention. Instead of just stopping this poor person's child and just saying, you know what, this is not working. Let's try something else. I just ghosted them completely. I was like, go home. Let's not do this again. Instead of just maybe communicating that, I kind of don't like it like this. Instead.
Definitely. But I guess it's just, as being raised as Black women, it's never really been about our pleasure. It's always been about your partner. Focus on your partner and what they need. And I guess the assumption that I was under in a same-sex relationship was that as a person with a vagina, I know how to please someone with a vagina as well. But it's not like that, because we all like things differently.
True.
We all enjoy things differently, So it was really hard because I felt really lesbianated. People feel emasculated. I felt lesbianated because it was like, as queer women who love other women, that's our thing. That's the badge of honor, to be like, I can make you come, but there's more to sex than that. And that's what I've been learning now, is that there really is, well, there doesn't have to be, right? But if you are in a long-term relationship with someone, you do need to kind of look into it and be like, but what is this thing we're doing besides just exchanging saliva and body fluids? Like, how does it make me feel? Like, what's the thing? Like, how can we make this more fun? What can we try? What can we do? And just looking at it as a more holistic experience as opposed to, I just need to come.
Yeah,
which it can be sometimes. Again, it can be that way. But there are other ways to have sex.
And this is just a matter of letting your partner know. Like, I know that this wasn't really something I was able to tell my previous partners because of my attachment style. So like I'm very anxious. I'm an anxious attachment style. Like an attachment style is kind of like your horoscope.
Truly, it's but the new zodiac
for trauma. It's like for trauma. And I'm like an anxious attachment style, and this is because my parents were just very unreliable in terms of just managing me as a child. So when it comes to like distressful events in my life, they were just not there, and they were not able to like care for me. And even when they did come care for me, it would just not be what I needed. So I just have trouble like talking to people, trusting people with my emotions, or just people in general. I'm just anxious all over the place. Like, I'm anxious.
True.
And even just having a conversation where I can be like honest about my emotions is very difficult, because I have to think, will this make them stop loving me? Like, that's always been an issue. Like, in the beginning, I would just like every single thing that she would do would just make me anxious, because I thought, maybe if I do something bad, she'll fall out of love with me and she'll leave me. And I just had to learn how to trust her, and also trust myself. And that has been the real game changer of just, making this work.
True.
So at that moment, in 7 months in, I was able to trust you with my emotions. I was able to be like, listen, I think this is not working, and I need this much of this else.
Yeah.
I need some softness once in a while. I need some of that, gentle loving.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe I said it like that.
Need some, sensual healing. I get you. No, definitely. And I guess with my attachment style, because after we had that conversation, I really had to look into the way I enjoy having sex and why it is so, right? And looking at it, looking into it, my attachment style plays a big role in that because I'm avoidant, right? So I'm a very much, I only need to rely on myself. I don't want anyone to know my emotions because all I need is me, hyper independent type people. And it's really hard for me to be intimate, so learning other ways to be intimate is something I never got the chance to do, because it was always received so negatively. When I was trying to connect to my parents or get closeness and stuff, there was always such a negative reaction. So much so that I would rather just not even attempt. So I just avoided, hence the name of avoidant, right? So when I did get to have sex, right, it became my only source of intimacy, right? So I wanted to get like the most I can out of it. Sex became the only source of closeness and intimacy of love that I could experience. So I wanted to drag every single piece out of it. And I guess, the aggressive thing, I just like aggression and things like that. But the frequency is what I'm talking about in the frequency that I needed to have it. So when you were like, I needed gentle, I needed soft, I just, the only thing I heard was that like, you're not doing enough and I'm unhappy, you're insufficient. And now all this negative feedback started happening because that's all I've ever received when I would talk to my primary caregivers about things. It was always just negative feedback. So even though what you were saying was not negative, all I heard was the negative. So then it was very hard for me to engage again. I started avoiding you. I started avoiding you sexually, even though you were like, yo, no, I still want it. Like, don't run away, It was really hard for me to open up again and learn other ways to be intimate.
That's true. Yeah, you definitely started avoiding me. And I guess that's not the only time that we had like issues in the bedroom. Like there was also that one time when we were just not gelling emotionally, and because of that I just started shutting down. I started shutting down a lot and I couldn't open up to you. Like I wasn't mad at you, but I think I had built up some sort of resentment over issues that were happening in the relationship at the time.
Yeah.
And I think that really stopped me from being intimate with you and really being vulnerable as well, emotionally and physically. So it's wild, because I guess, it could be really just boring, and, we could just be really incompatible in the bedroom. Or it could be something really deeper, like, you guys not being able to express how you feel and what you want in a sexual, physical relationship.
Yeah, because you feel embarrassed. Some of our fantasies and desires, these things have only ever lived in your head, and saying it out loud, you're afraid of rejection because that'll just push you deeper into your box, and it hurts. Yeah, rejection hurts a lot, but bad sex hurts more, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I said, the other issue could just be that it's boring.
Yeah,
things are just not as exciting as they used to be, and that's pretty normal. But I guess it's also a thing of like, how much responsibility are you taking for that playing out in your bedroom? Like you're like, is it your partner that's boring, or is it your sex that's boring? Like whose responsibility is it?
Yeah, and it being a relationship, it's both your responsibilities at the end of the day. It's your responsibility to communicate this to your partner, like, I'm dissatisfied in this manner, and it's their responsibility to hear you out, and you can work together towards a solution. Honestly, it gets so much better if you're both enjoying yourselves. It'll be a whole new plane of sex, and you're just like, wow, I didn't even know we could do these things like this, because now you're both kind of on the same page. So it can be really embarrassing and really scary, but it's either they reject you and you can move on to another partner who can actually embrace your sex, or you're staying in an unhappy, relationship because you keep building up that resentment. And it will honestly leak out of your bedroom into other aspects of your relationship, and actually start negatively affecting what was a very healthy and, conducive relationship.
So it's okay for things to get boring. Like, I feel like we're too afraid of that happening. But it's okay to also grow from it and try new things as well. And the tricky thing with that is that both partners have to be willing. So if your partner's really not willing, then maybe it's time for you to move on, depending on how important this aspect of your relationship is to you.
Yeah.
Counseling is available, things like that. But it's okay to move on, or find other things or other ways to
resolve this.
True. Like, I think,
but also if you guys have communicated and and you guys are working towards a solution, but it still feels like there's something that's missing, or you're just not connecting, it really could be a medical condition, because that happens also. Hormones are a thing. Play a big part in your sex, and it could be imbalances in your hormones. It could be a dietary thing. It could be really a lot of things. So if you really try to work it inwardly and things are just not progressing, seeking like medical help can really do wonders for your relationship, because it actually might be a signal, like an important signal that your body is trying to give you, to be like, yo, I need to be checked out. There's something not working inside me. Like, I need help. And it's really important to not ignore, those signals from your body. This is to say, like, if you're a person who normally, is very much sexual and now it's just completely switched off. Like, there's nothing wrong with being asexual. Totally fine. Like, you can live a very normal, healthy, satisfying relationship if you're asexual. But I'm just saying, if it's a cause for concern, it's worthwhile to get checked out.
We also have experienced a moment like this in our relationship where we had a disconnect in terms of our intimacy. And this was because of a medical reason. We just didn't realize at the time, and it really gave us a really horrible time because we couldn't understand what we were doing, what was going on. And after knowing what was happening, this helped us understand each other better and navigate this horrible time together. So if you guys want to hear more about that and see how we got through that, you can check out our video, I Fell Out of Love with My Partner. I think that's the one. And see if that can help you.
Bye.